Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. So today I kind of wanted to give you guys a little life update. Oh, and by the way, subscribe if you haven't already because I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, and once I get there, I'm going to do a giveaway, which I'm excited about because I've never done a giveaway before. But yeah, subscribe right now. So yeah, anyway, I thought I'd do a life update because just as usual, I feel like my life is always changing, and well, I guess everyone's life is always changing, but in the last year and a half, I've had really major life changes, a lot of them. So I thought I'd share with you guys where I'm at now. Obviously, I talk a lot about manifesting your dreams, living your best life on my channel, and so I think it's important to share where I'm at in my life. So yeah, the major update that people will probably be interested in is that I no longer work where I worked when I moved to the city. So right now I'm not working at all. I am just focusing on creating content for my channel, which I'm really excited about, but obviously that's not going to provide income right now until I get to 1,000 subscribers. So, but I'm still loving the time to actually create content. I guess, so I'm not going to go into why I'm not working there anymore, partially because I'm not allowed to, essentially. I'm not allowed to talk about the company anywhere or something. I don't know, it's really insane. But I actually filmed a video on what exactly happened and why I'm no longer working there that I'm contemplating posting, but I'm not really sure. I guess I don't know, there's a lot of legalese around it, so I just want to be careful, and obviously I would never exploit anyone or anything like that, but I think it's important. I come on here to share my story and to share my life with you guys, and that's something major that happened in my life, and it was kind of like a breakup in a way. It was very kind of bittersweet, but regardless, there was a whole lot that went into it, and I kind of want to share that with you guys if I can. So maybe be on the lookout for that. I'm not sure. We'll see. So anyway, yeah, so I no longer work there, and honestly, I knew from day one that I was never meant for a 9-to-5 lifestyle. I like structure, I really do, and I like routine. But my personality and my Sagittarius nature, I'm always looking to change it up. As you can see, I've lived in 4 different places in the last year, I want to say. That's a little bit insane. Most people don't do that. And I've lived in, 4 different cities in the last year. Or no, maybe in the last 2 years. Regardless, I change a lot, and I really notice I get bored after being in a 9-to-5 kind of scenario for a long period of time, regardless of how great the environment is. I don't know, it's really bad, but I just feel like I always am looking to learn and grow, and I feel like that's stifled just in the situations that I've been in that have been 9-to-5. Sort of, and I don't mean literally it has to be 9-to-5, but that you do your daily commute, you go to your job, you do things that you don't really like to do necessarily all the time, especially when you're entry level, and then you're waiting to clock out essentially so you could actually go and do things you're passionate about, but then you're tired. So it's this whole endless cycle of working for the man, and I didn't really like that. I knew honestly, I've always known that I wouldn't like that, and I never really liked it. But it's obviously a steady source of income, and I used to have a lot of anxiety around financial stability. I still have some, but I'm overcoming it. So yeah, so I was just I need a steady source of income. Obviously a 9-to-5 will provide that. And so I kind of gave up my opportunity for creative freedom to kind of always just be in a 9-to-5 thing. So I've been in a 9-to-5 situation for the last 3 years. And honestly, my first job, my first corporate, I guess you could say, job, I think you guys can even go back to my videos when I decided to leave that job and stuff. That was really hard for me. I loved that job so much. They were so great to me, and I didn't really want to leave, but partially I was antsy, and the other part was obviously that I was in a relationship with Tom at the time, and we were long distance, and I was over it after a year and a half, and I wanted to come back to New York and be with him and move in with him, and also my family and everything is in New York stuff. So whatever. But then this job that I just recently left was really, really great. I loved it, I loved it, I loved it. I love the environment, I love the culture, I love the product, I love everything about it. And until, I wanna say like 9 months in. Really 6 months in, the 6-month mark was really just awkward, some like, I don't know, communication issues and just like whatever. But the 9-month mark was really when I was like, okay, I hate my position, I hate what I'm doing, and I like need to get out of here. So, but I ended up staying a year and like 2 months, I think. So obviously I didn't leave as soon as I wasn't happy, and I tried to stick it out. But anyway, of course, like this is a video where it's just gonna be like me spilling, like vomiting, word vomiting. Not actual vomiting, word vomiting. Because you guys know I've been trying to be more like bulleted and like organized and detailed about my videos instead of just like bleh. But videos like this, you kind of just have to like say what you're feeling kind of thing. So anyway, that was the major thing. And then the next major thing is, you guys have seen my journey. I moved out and I live alone now. So it's been crazy. In the beginning, I want to say, well, the first like few weeks I was like obsessed and I like loved the aloneness and it was amazing. And then I started feeling lonely and I started to feel like I really have done like a lot of like analyses on what I've been feeling, what I've been thinking. I've been trying to like really bring those feelings to the forefront. And I think after like living alone for a while and just coming home to an empty apartment all the time, I got a little lonely and nostalgic because I've always had roommates for however many years since college and everything like that. And then I had Tom, and even when I had roommates, I always had Tom. So it was really, I always had that sense of comfort. And then when we lived together, oh my God, it was amazing because I would come home to him every night, or even if I didn't come home and he was there, I knew he was going to be there at some point. I never had to really be like sit with my aloneness for years, really. So, and I used to be a person that really never wanted to be alone. I always said I would always have roommates until I like got married or something like that, which is so crazy to think about now, because when I started yearning for my own place, I was like, I needed this space. But anyway, so I think that was like a little bit tough because there really wasn't any answer. I moved kind of far. I actually moved pretty far from all, like none of my friends live over here, and it's deep into Brooklyn. So it wasn't like I could just like pop on over to somebody's house, and like my 2 best friends live on Long Island and my other best friends live in Manhattan, and then my other best friend, she lives in the Netherlands right now. So there was just like no physical presence around, and there wasn't an easy way to get that, so it was a little tough. Recently, I've been really doing well with it. I think I like love my apartment. I love my apartment so much. And I've also been really dealing with my loneliness. I don't really feel alone I don't feel lonely anymore. I did really for, and I'll be honest, like a long period of time, but I feel comfortable with my aloneness, and I feel like I don't crave that security or safety or whatever I felt, the stability, I guess, with having another person and that comfort. Like now I'm able to just like, I don't know, like before, I guess I was just staying in my apartment and I was just like sitting around watching TV and like editing and, you know, filming and stuff like that, and then I would just get bored. But now I'm like, this is like kind of freeing, you know? And so now I like go out all the time by myself and I do different things. I don't mean go out like party, I mean go out like I just explore the city, I go to the park, I like go out and I read. So I don't know, I've really taken a liking to reading in the parks and stuff like that. And I'm starting to try to go to events and stuff, especially to like network for my content creation, which I'm trying to like make my main career and stuff like that. So it's been really eye-opening, and I think I'm growing a lot as a person being alone. I think this is really necessary, and I'm really happy because now I have found my security and my stability in myself versus somebody else. And you know, whatever, come what may, whatever the next relationship I'm in, whatever happens, we'll see. It will be really beneficial because I won't need that other person. I won't need them to be happy or need them to be comfortable, and I think that's important. And I always stressed that my whole life. Like I always felt like I wanted to be independent. I didn't want to rely on anyone else for my happiness and all this different stuff, but I didn't realize I was. Like I mean, I definitely am super independent, and that's actually been sometimes like an issue when I'm like in terms of like relationships or whatever, dating, I guess you could say. But I didn't realize how much my like security and like my comfort was dependent on other people. And so I feel a lot more comfortable with that now. I don't know. So anyway, I thought I'd share that. And maybe I'll do like a video on just like how I got to that place. But yeah, so that's where I'm at now. And so I guess people are probably wondering like what I'm gonna be doing while I now don't have a source of income. So I decided that I'm going to either like freelance social media part-time, or I will nanny or babysit part-time. I have a really intense background in childcare and nannying, babysitting, and I don't know if I ever talked about this on my channel, but I had like some weird nannying experiences right when I graduated college and stuff like that. But so I didn't really love it and it wasn't really fulfilling. But now, just in general, I've always loved kids. I've always loved working with kids, and that is a passion of mine. The nannying situation was not where I was at in my life, and that's why it wasn't fulfilling for me. And I was also living with them, and so I like was isolated. I couldn't have friends over and all different stuff, so I was literally isolated, and that was like tough. But that didn't affect my passion for working with kids and early childhood development. So, and that's also, it's very lucrative, and that's something where I can be flexible, and it is. And I can do it part-time because I really want a part-time position right now. I do not want a full-time anything unless it's something like social media or marketing or something like that. So yeah, that's my plan. And also I kind of just quickly wanted to, the last like update I guess I'll say is like, I guess it's like a weird thing to like update on, but I think it's really cool and I want to share this. I mean, I don't know, I just think it's really cool and I'm really happy about it and I want to share this with you guys. My ex-boyfriend Tom and I, which you guys have seen on my channel if you watched me before, and if you haven't, we were in a relationship for 5.5 years and we recently lived together, and we lived together in New York City for 6 months and then we broke up. But we're in like this really great place where we're really good friends now, which is so crazy to me because I mean, we always said, like, when we first got together, we made a pact, like, we will be friends no matter what. Like, we will always, like, love each other and be there for each other. And then, obviously, like, 5.5 years later, we are family. We're literally family. So there was no way that we were gonna, like, cut each other off or, like, never talk again or anything like that. But that, I guess, I don't know if I ever really explained this. Essentially, when we first broke up, so we broke up and then we were still living together for 2 months, which is just so funny. We lived in one bedroom, so obviously we had to sleep in the same bed and all that different stuff. And, but it was like fine. I mean, it was tough. There were periods where it was tough just because like we weren't together and like, I don't know, it was just, but we were still kind of acting a little somewhat together at some point. I don't know, it was very bizarre. But then we found other places to live and we lived in 2 different parts of Brooklyn, and then if you have watched my channel before, you guys know that he did move. I was in California when I had to move into my new apartment with my new roommates, and so he moved me in by himself completely because I was in California and all my stuff was at the apartment and I had to go there, and so he's obviously a gem. So he moved all my stuff in while I was out of town. And so that shows you obviously how like close we are and stuff like that. And so then whatever. So then when I came back, everything, we still were talking, we were still really good friends, we were still hanging out all the time, and we were just really close and everything was normal. And then I got to the point where I just felt like we really needed like some real time apart or else it wouldn't be beneficial and we would just fall back into the same patterns and habits. And I think for me in my head, and for him probably as well, we really needed time to kind of be our own person and step away from each other and have our own kind of experiences that the other wasn't involved in and stuff like that. So, and that was hard. And I think we did that for a little bit of time. Like it wasn't like cold turkey, like we would talk intermittently, but we wouldn't really hang out that much and do that kind of stuff. And that was for like, I want to say a few months maybe. And then we started kind of like talking again and being friends again. And we were just in such a better place than we were when we first broke up and decided to still be friends and just like be normal, hanging out all the time. And so now it's really cool because, I don't know, like I think people underestimate the power of love when it comes to relationship. I think they let the relationship aspect a lot of times, and every situation is different. And I will say, I won't get into it, but my situation, I think I don't really talk about what actually happened and why we actually broke up. I don't know, maybe one day I will, but it's not something I feel really comfortable talking about right now. But my point is just that it was a really bad situation of why we broke up, and I'll be honest about that because I think it's important for people to realize this wasn't like, oh, we're gonna break up and like everything's lovely, because it does sound like that. It sounds like, oh, everything's fine, we're just breaking up because we need to like be our own people or whatever it is. Like, yeah, that was a major part of it as well, but there was also some really bad stuff going on, and it had to just kind of end. So my point here is just that we love each other, we always have and always will, and we like grew up together. We became the people we are together, and we've had so many experiences together that we cherish, and that is stronger than any other force in the world. And I think despite how things ended, why things ended, and all the really deeper things at play in the relationship, the love persevered through it all. And so yeah, so that's just mainly why I kind of wanted to bring this up, because it really makes my heart happy to have kept that pact that we made. Oh my gosh, it was so crazy. So we have been officially together for 5.5 years, but we met 7 years ago, first weekend of freshman year in college, and we were instantly really good friends, and then we started like, whatever, getting to know each other in a different way, I guess you could say, a few months in. And we didn't really officially start like dating or whatever until a year and a half later. So we've known each other for a long time, not like, we've been through a large chunk of our kind of like adolescent, is it adolescent? Whatever, years together. And so I hope, like, I don't know, I just hope this can maybe inspire some other person going through a breakup, or just give some hope to somebody thinking that, you know, they still want to be friends with the person they're in a relationship in and don't know really how. I think my biggest suggestion would just be like, okay, take some real time apart from each other and then try to come back. And some people might take years, whatever, but maybe then try to come back and build a real friendship different than that of your relationship. And it's possible, and it can really be a beautiful thing. So yeah, I guess that's where I'm at in my life right now. I'm really excited about pursuing my content creation kind of in a more serious manner, and because, you know, I started my channel literally for fun, and I didn't really think about the fact, I guess I didn't really even realize that I would like be able to make money, or I don't know, I don't even know if I didn't care, because I was just having fun with it. And then I started making money, and then I was like, oh, well, I can make money out of this is cool, so I can have a passion and make money out of it. So yeah, so I think that makes it a little bit more serious of a commitment, and I need to put more time and energy into it, so I'm really excited about that. And I don't know, I'm just really excited to see where life takes me. I'm excited to be free of those like chains I feel like that were weighing me down when I was working in the corporate, I guess, world or whatever, and I'm excited to just continue to live my best life and be on this journey and share it with you guys. So yeah, anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I'm sending you guys all the light and love in the world.